Hello my planner pals and welcome back, and if you're new here then thank you for joining me and giving me a try. My name is Di, I am here at Creative Karma Design, and today we've got another edition of Use All of the Stickers in Your Sticker Book, and this is for pressed florals. Now I know some people might think, okay, what the heck, it's just a floral book. But from what I've discovered from doing this series, and it is a series now, there's a playlist right here that you can go click and look at other sticker book series that I've done. And what I do is I go through the book and I share with you maybe out of the box ways that you can use some of the stickers, because sometimes we get kind of blinkered when we look at the stickers and we think we can only use them as is. Well, I'm here to think outside the box for you and help you kind of use those stickers. So as we look at this, I try and do this now when I get a new or unused book before I use my books, because sometimes they're not really new, they're just ones that I've not used. So we've got this one. Now, the color palette is all florals. It's all kind of, I'm going to call it like this, they're soft colors. And we've got gold. The first thing that we've got in this is gold. There's a foil, the gold foil on some of the stickers. And I say this every time, you don't have to use the stickers as is. You can cut them up. So for example, this one here, if you don't want to use all of that sticker, all you have to do is cut it right there. And you've got a little accent piece there. And then you maybe cut off that bit of foil there. And you've got another little accent piece there. If you like this, but maybe you don't want the yellow box on the outside, cut the yellow off, because this has got a yellow border on it. Cut the yellow off. You don't have to have that. Same as the text here. If you just like the flower, but you don't like the rest of it, cut the flower out. If this appeals to you and you think, oh, maybe I want to do a washi strip with this, you can cut your washi strip out of this and just cut it. You can get 3 or 4 little washi strips out of this, little like this size washi strip. This has the gold foil on the edge here. If you don't like the gold foil, cut it off. You can cut the gold foil off here. Maybe you use the gold foil somewhere else. You know, just saying. This strip here, it's a double wide box. You don't have to use this all in one go. It says, believe you can, and you're halfway there. Maybe you just do believe you can and cut. You're halfway there, and you just layer them underneath each other vertically. These are pretty, but I know if you're like me, I don't like these kind of stickers with the white, the plain white underneath it. What I generally do for these is I will layer them with a box like this so that they've got a little something underneath them, because otherwise they just look a bit bland. And same as this, maybe you just want to cut that off and you've just got a priorities. This, again, cut it. You've got a little washi strip there. You've probably got 2 to be fair. Or you can cut it this way and you've got a long, like 2.5 inch washi strip. Little just bloom here. Maybe you just want the bottom bit, maybe you just want the top bit. Same with these. If it feels like it's too long, cut it. In a field of roses, boom, she's a wildflower. Same as this one. Cut it if you need to. This one, time for coffee. If you're a regular here, you'll know I hate coffee. So what I generally do here is I will just cut off time for, and then I will write something in, or I'll get another sticker. Or the little coffee cup stickers, I'll just get one of those and I'll write tea on it. Or just have the cup. I mean, a cup can be anything. It doesn't have to be a coffee cup. These are my preferred way for them to do the monthly boxes. So these are monthly boxes if you've not seen them before, because they have the little cutout here for the date. But if you want to use this in your regular planner, you've got options. The first thing that you can do is just put another box right there so that it kind of covers that corner. Or you could just put it straight on the top and cover it completely. The other thing that you can do is just cut that off and make yourself a little rectangular box. And then you've got a little header as well if you wanted a header. These don't have to all be in one thing. These don't have to be a long strip. You can cut off, maybe you just want all of the pinks, the red and the pink, and then you have the green and the yellow. They don't have to be the whole thing. This one, you could cut this one up. This one, you could cut this one up, and maybe you just have the daisies as a little header. You just have a little yellow, little yellow, little yellow. You can get like 4 strips of washi out of that. These are great as is. Again, this you can cut up. And don't think of this just being vertical. You can put that across your page and it can be horizontal. If you wanted to, you could just put it as a decorative accent and do it diagonal. You can do it any way. They can go inside of boxes. You know, they can go anywhere. They're not, these are just suggestions. How they are in the book is suggestions. I will say the one thing that I like about this book in particular is that these are all usable. Like appointment, grocery list, today, meeting. Like they're actually usable. Remember, errands to do. It's no market like in the bloody Disney ones. Love these. The only thing that I don't like about these is I wish that they were as wide as they are here, but they're actually very, very thin. Very, very thin washi. Very thin. For the amount of white that's in between there, that needs to be thicker in my opinion. But again, it doesn't have to be the whole thing. If you just need a little red bit or a little yellow bit, cut the suckers up. These, I have a love-hate relationship. I wish there weren't the gold foil. You can see that that's a gold foil. Personally, I would probably cut off the gold foil because again, I have an issue with gold foil. One, as a content creator, it's super hard to photograph. I mean, it looks perfect just as it is here in the nice light that I have coming from my window. But if I put on my lights, now they're all kind of like, you can't see this and yeah, it just gets blown out. But I would just cut the foil off. That's me. I would just cut the foil off. And if you think about these, don't think about them as having to kind of grow out of something. Cut the stem off, cut around the sticker, and then you can use it tons of ways, tons of ways. And if you're interested, one of the great ways that I like to do it is making my own kind of like middle flowered border. I'm going to call it a flowered border in the middle, and then just fill it full of the flowers, you know, and then just put your boxes on the top and the bottom. Boom, you're done. Again, they're very odd, but, and the thing is with this, it's a green foil. So you've got a gold foil here. You've got a gold foil here, and even that is different to this. But the green foil I would use with the farmhouse book. Is it Modern Farmhouse or Farmhouse? I don't know, one of them, which has some of the wreath type things. That might go with those. Other than that, I would use these all together on a page. I would do that like this. I would usually like fill a section here in the middle, and then I would white out these lines and then just put them all in there so that they're all together as one great green foil thing. And then you've got that filled in. The other thing that you can do is just grab some sticker paper. Use your sticker paper, just plonk them all over the sticker paper and create your own pattern paper that you can use, cut out into like boxes, like 2.5 by 1.5 boxes, and then use them as decorative boxes. But yeah, I don't know why they do things like this. Flowers, I just love using flowers, but I'm very particular about the flowers. So these are the kind of flowers that I like. I like them on the white background or clear. I like them to not have any foil on or anything like that. And yeah, I'm just very particular about my flowers. And I like that I've got a couple of pages of these in different sizes, because there's nothing worse when they give you a book and they're all the same, because they are the same flower. I mean, that's the same as this. That's the same as this, but there's nothing worse than them giving you 3 pages of the same flowers in the same sizes. Give me different sizes and mirror them, flip them. I mean, they haven't flipped these, but yeah, at least they're in different sizes. So it gives you a little bit of variety. But again, just use them on the middle of the page, use them on the edges of the pages, create your own patterned paper. There's tons of things you can do with flowers, but I love the fact that there's 3 pages. These, again, weird. These, again, weird. So with these are on clear. Again, think about them just being here. down, you know, you cut them off the edge of your page here and have them coming off the edge, coming out the bottom of your page, but have them, cluster them together so that you use the whole of this page on one spread. Because there's nothing worse when you're doing this than using one of these, one of these, one of the green ones, one of something else. When you're doing this, the continuity of using the same thing is what makes a page. Don't just use one from each, don't just use one sticker from each page. Use this whole page together is what I would suggest, so that they don't look super weird on a spread, because otherwise they're going to look very odd. Maybe you just use these in some black boxes. That would be nice, right? Think about how you're going to use these weird stickers. The other thing that you can do is just cut them in half and have them like coming from the top here. And then on the other side, you have them coming from the bottom. And then the rest of the page is just functional. But even that can just look kind of fun and interesting. Again, with these, it's the same as these damn things. It's the same as these. I don't like them, but you can use these. If you like these, maybe you do, and then just put your own flower on the top of it. Or use them as is and just have them coming up the bottom of your page. But yeah, make your own kind of patterned paper in like this gold foil. Again, I just don't like the gold. I just don't like the gold. It's just like the weirdest thing. And I wish that they just either do it in black or do it in coordinating colors like these. Just do it in coordinating colors. Because like, really, if they've got all this gold, they should be gold. But they're not. So, yeah. But then we have these. Then we have these. And again, purple. So they will probably coordinate with these beautifully. The other thing is they're going to go well with the Villainous book, the Villainous and the Ursula. So yes, I may even start taking the metallics out and popping them with these, because you can't avoid the metallics in some of these. So yes, I might start doing that, because there's a couple that are kind of like this, where there's just weird florals in the middle of nowhere. Oh, actually, that green might go with the scar. Yes, it does. So yeah, so think about those. If you've got something like that that is going to go with some other book, think about what book that you have that you can't escape the foil. Like, I can't escape the fact that those stickers in the Villainous book have foil, so I can just pull this one sheet of purple florals out and put them with another book, so that when I use those Villainous ones, I just pop these in with it. So yeah. This, again, what I like to do with these is create my own little, I'm going to say like landscape, and have them just coming up the top of a page. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be the whole of the page. It could just be that you have it just here. You just have it in the sidebar and they just pop up, because that paired with something like this somewhere else, or this somewhere else, or these somewhere else on the page, it can just bring it together. And then you have them coming up the page here, or maybe it's in your currently page and you just have them coming up the bottom of your currently page. I like these. These are kind of fall colored. Yeah, the only thing that I don't really like about these is there's no big ones in these colors. Like, they just seem a bit of a outlier of the whole book. Like, they don't really go with these colors. Like, they're too, the yellows might go, but they're too fally. I'm going to use the word fally. But yeah, I like them. They're just very odd. And again, what I tend to do with small things like this is I'll just get a box like this, and I'll make my own patterned paper box, and I'll just cut them. I'll generally put one kind of in the middle somewhere like that, and then I'll cut one in half and just make my own little patterned box, and then make sure that they kind of stay within the box. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to cut them because they're too pretty. They're too pretty. I do have this book on my agenda to use soon, so maybe I can link whatever I've done up here. These, I love these. And again, don't think about them having to be exactly as they are. Just because this starts here and ends here, if it doesn't fit, cut it. Cut it. Cut it. And if you find like you have one of these, you know, if you've got something like this, put this on the end of it. You know, they don't have to stay with the thing. And here's the thing, if you have this, but it's too long and you cut it, well, then you've got another stem that you can just put that on the top of there. And you've got like a stem for that flower. Like you know, you borrow from Peter to pay Paul kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. But they're just very pretty. They're just very, very pretty. Again, and it's just weird that they do these line art ones. I would much prefer these in a smaller, but more of them. Because these are just weird. We've got these. If you don't like the boxes with something in them, let's say I'm using this one, and I'm using it on a different spread, and I don't want to have the little yellow flower. That's how you fix it. You just layer your boxes. You just layer another box on top, or you put a little accent or something. Okay, I'm just picking this out of somewhere. You put a little accent somewhere. You know, you use something else to cover it up, either another box or something. But I like the little things in the boxes because I like having the colors to match the things that are in my spread. So anytime that there's like, what is there, like 5 sheets of boxes in here? 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 sheets of 6 in the different colors. That to me is perfect. The only thing that kind of, again, is a weird thing. But if I was using, let's say I'm doing this one, but this is not the flower that I'm using. I'm using, let's say I'm using these. I'm doing a weird blue and yellow spread. I can take these. I'm going to have to take, let's say I take that one, and I just stick that over the top instead. Make it fit. Make it fit the spread without you having to have one weird blue one, one weird blue flower in a sea of yellow. These I love. And again, you don't have to use the whole thing. The one thing that bothers me is that these are rounded corners. All of the other things in here have been square corners, and then they throw in one little outlier of rounded things. I like these. Here's the thing with these, you don't have to use the whole thing as is. You can cut it in half, and I generally will cut it in half. Whoops. Yeah, I generally will cut them in half right on the right on that white bit right there. I generally will cut them in half there, so that that can go on the side of a box or something or somewhere, and then the other bit can also go on the side of another box, or I can use it as like a big bullet or something. But yeah, that's generally how I would use those. The other thing that you can do with these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you've got 8, you can redate your planner. You just put those at the top and redate your planner. So that is a great use for these little things. If this is too long for what you need, you know, these are kind of meant for the sidebars. If they're too long, cut it, use this, and layer it on itself so that you've got a shorter box. The other thing that you can do if you don't want to do that and you want to make more boxes is this one that you can do. You can cut this because it's got this thick lip, cut this here and put that here, and then you've got 2 like vertical boxes. So yeah, these I would generally just cut this bit off, this little tab. That's just me, I don't like the tabs. But either that, sometimes I've used them as regular tabs, but here's the thing. If you're using this as like a divider tab or something like that, there's nothing on the other end, like, because these aren't reversed. So it makes no sense to me. But yeah, other than that, the other thing that I've done with these is I'll cut them down this way, like make them narrower. I had to think about that one then. Make them narrower so that they're square rather than a tab. So you got options. You can either cut it that way and make just a rectangle box, or cut it that way and make yourself a square box. These I like. Again, I wish they weren't in foil, but again, if you are looking for some things that you need, you can just put believe. You don't have to put you can. If that flower does not match your spread, put a different one on there. Cut that one out and put something else on there. Even if it's just a gold bullet or something, or a different color flower, or something else that matches your spread. Maybe you're not even doing floral. Maybe you're doing something else. This, again, if you just want the word be your own sunshine, you're not doing florals. Maybe you're doing a seasonal spread and you're using suns. I don't know. I'm just cut out the floral. Use the floral on some other spread. Normally you would be able to kind of cut these out, but because of the way that they put the flowers, you're kind of stuck. This one you could cut. You could put the joy out. If you cut the joy out of here, like the joy at the bottom here, you cut out around here, top of the J, over that Y, you could then use a bullet or another flower, like they've used the flower for the O here. You could cut out the two O's, use another couple of those little daisies that were around here, use another couple of the little daisies here as little O's, and then you can kind of make it more cohesive as to your spread. But yeah, these are like these big ones like this, they're perfect for dashboard spreads. For that bottom left corner where you need something big, I typically will though put it onto sticker paper so that you can actually see it, because this is on clear. Same with these. They're nice to put on your sidebar across your page. You know, you're going to have to put that all the way across the page otherwise. So I would put that right in your sidebar or on your currently page and put it on your currently page. But yeah, think about using it that way. These, you'll know that I love me some word fetty. I just wish it wasn't in gold, but these are just nice little accents, and I love using these for my monthly pages, but I like using them in my monthlies and adding these to kind of tie in the page. So say I've got that flowers thing down here. Yeah, I've put flowers here, like actual flower stickers here. I've put all of these, I put these in here, right? So because that is the red color, and I've got the pink color, I know that I can use this one and this one, and then I'll just go in and add a little bit. So I just put like, enjoy the now. I'll put that in here, regardless of whether I need to or not. Like it just adds a little bit of something to your monthly pages to really bring it together. Same as with your verticals. You've got flowers here, and then you filled out what you need, and then you're like, okay, I've got a box here with nothing in it. I've got a box here with nothing in it, and they just feel a little bit lost. Just adding a little strip can really add a lot to a page. And this one says bring your own sunshine. Now here's the thing, if they're made to fit like across here, let's say I've got a double box here, and then I put this there. It's just a little bit of washi here to add in something. The other thing that you can do is cut it. So you have be your own and then sunshine. And if I'm doing that, I would typically put be your own and then sunshine underneath. And it just adds a lot to your spread. Just adding a little bit of, I call these word fetty. They're word fetty. They're like confetti, but words. And this is one of my favorite things. I love these things. But yeah, they just fill in those spaces nicely. And just to show you how I use them, I did that here with these little ones here. Just added little things in just to bring it all together and add some interest into the boxes that wouldn't normally have something. It just really kind of brings it all together. All right, I hope that helped show you how you can use some of the stickers in the Pressed Florals book, maybe a little bit differently than what you normally would. If you enjoyed this, then give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time, my Planner Pals. Bye!